Greetings guys, welcome to the channel. My name is DJ Odyccy, and on today's video I have this Afro house track that I was just making. You just heard it at the intro of this video. You saw it. It sounds amazing. I feel like this is the type of music that people like Kaybee, Mobi, Dixon, Heavy K, and a lot of other South African Afro house producers and DJs have been creating for some time and made it more popularized, you know. So I'm just naming out a few people. So hence I just put Moby Dixon on the thumb. So without wasting time, I just want to break this down with you guys so that you can see what I did from start to finish, and then hopefully it can spark some creativity for you to actually make some kind of music like this. So let's waste no time. Let's go into the screen and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So number one, I'll start this with this pad here. I'll put this here. So we start with the pad. I use Purity for this pad. It's a very simple pad. It's called Sona. It's just the root note and the fifth. Basically, it was here, and I actually took it down so that the higher note will be the one that you hear the most, because normally our ears hears the higher notes than the lower notes. So hence, if you have hi-hats, don't put them too much high, because people will hear that more often than they will hear the bass part of things. So sometimes you put the hi-hats a little bit low because you will get to hear them anyway, you understand? So this is the pad. Sounds like this. It's very simple. I use Purity. It's a Sona. And then the next thing that we do is I'll add these chords here from Poly6, and then we'll do this. We have this. And that's amazing. That's how it looks. And then we have VCF oscillation. That's what it is. And then I'll go to the strings from Contact. There's Contact, and then it sounds like this. Amazing, very simple. I just used these. Is a cello. Yeah, it's the cello ensemble. The next thing that I added here, I think, was the plug. Let's go to this pattern mode. The plug is very simple. It's just straight. The reason why it has this bounce, I always say this, the reason why it has this bounce is because of the swing. If I take down the swing, you will hear the difference. It's too straight. So the swing gives it the bounce. It also works with shakers and hi-hats sometimes, you know. You want it to feel like it's humanized, you know. So the swing is for humanization. And then I got this thing, it's called the UK packs from Nexus. It's a plug. And then I added a guitar. It's from a very big plugin, Omnisphere. This is Omnisphere. Alright, it comes from Omnisphere. Is jazz guitar. It sounds like this. Great. And then the next thing that I'm adding here, I'm gonna go with the piano. Uses the same chords. The piano comes from Nexus. It's the Nexus Grand Piano. Uses the same chords. So far we have a sound that's sounding like this. So now I'm just gonna add this choir. This choir is nothing, it's just a simple thing. Got it from Nexus as well. Looks like this. It just hits once, and then is this the first choir in Nexus voice, Amiga voice, just the choir, just the voice, just a simple thing. It sounds like this. Let's go to pattern. Sounds like this. Dope. And then the next big thing is arcade, where I went in to find some vocals from it. And then we have this. So I needed some ambience of vocals into this track so that it could feel like a little bit complete, you know. Sometimes you make a beat and you feel like something is missing. Just try to add some vocals and you will hear that actually maybe I was overstaking up things. So try to find some vocals just to do it, or sometimes find vocals and make a beat on top of them and then remove them later. And then you have your own beat, you know, make a different beat for that. Don't try to make the same type of beat for those vocals. So I'm just saying, if you can find a cappella somewhere, put it in your track and then make a beat based on that a cappella, and then you will get to hear if there's anything missing, and it will help you out a lot most of the time. You can also get some inspiration. Once you remove that a cappella, you have a very nice dope beat which anybody could climb, you know. So that's some of the advices that I can also give you when you're actually making some music, you know. It actually works. I've been doing it some time. Lately I'm not doing it, but I've been doing it most of the time actually in my come up, you know. And then so far we like this. So I'm gonna add a drum. I'm gonna add a kick. That's how the kick looks. It's a very simple kick. Remember, I'm using my simple packs for this. And then I have some snares in here. If you just want to hear the snares, they sound like this. And then I added these hi-hats. I want the sound to sound like this. And I added some percussions. This is how the percussions sound like. Guys, don't forget that you have to do a lot of panning when you're mixing. So I've done a lot of panning, and then also don't forget to cut off the low frequencies on most of your sounds. That's another thing that I forgot to show you today. But you know, cut the low frequencies. On Contact, I was cutting the highs a little bit, but on Poly6, I'm sure of it's mostly the low frequencies that I was cutting out. You know, so don't forget to cut off the low frequencies to create space for your bass lines when they hit, because bass, and it's not just about bass lines, it's because most of the sounds will have sounds which you don't actually hear, but the more you stack them up, the more the low frequencies add up, and when you put in a bass line, they will clash like nobody's business. You understand? So try to most of the time cut off the low frequencies on most of these sounds, and then try to do a lot of panning as well. It really helps out to make your song sound more stereo. I haven't panned out my synths here yet, but most of the time I'm gonna pan them out, or also find a stereo imager that will stereoize my sounds. Like if I have a piano, I'll make sure that maybe it plays in stereo, and then I'll have other sounds that will be mixed up in most of the places. You can decide whether you do a hard left or a hard right, but most of the time make sure that you have a stereo sound so that things could sit very well into the mix. You know, it really helps out to have like a very nice clean sound. It already sounds like it's very clean, but if I stereoize a lot of things now, it will even be more cleaner you know. So I'm just saying, I know I talk too much, but I don't want to talk too much. Just want to explain some other things. So here I had to do a lot of stereoizing because I started with the drums when I was mixing, and I was on the synths. So I decided that, you know what, I will come to them, and so I ended up making this video anyway. So let's get to other things. So I was on the percussions, and then let me not add the claps yet because they give the climax of the song. I wasn't supposed to even put maybe the piano just yet, but let's get to other sounds. So this is a sound effect that I created. It's very simple. It's just if I remember, it's a clap. It's claps and a shaker, and the sound like this. That's how they sound. And then I'll show you what I did. So the first one is just some reverb, a lot of reverb. And the second one, I have like a delay. It's down there at one time, like it's very fast. And then reverb, and same here with some reverb, and then you have that. And then the second one, the second effect that I added is the same thing. I just didn't add the first one, which was here. I just didn't add this one. So it's just these two. If you can see, that's the difference. And then let's get to some shakers. Let's add some shakers from here. We have these shakers. It's a nice shaker loop. And then we have some downfills. And so what I did with downfills, this is a downfill, goes down. But the next one here, is a downfill, but I reversed it so that it can rise up. So it becomes a riser. You get me? And then we have morphine. Adding some morphine here. It's a bass line for morphine. I think it's a smoothie. And then it sounds like this alone. Remember, playing some things alone today. And then when it comes to the climax part, so I added this bass line here so that the three oscillators, 3OX, what I did with this is reduce the volumes of the other two oscillators, and you left with one oscillator. Doesn't have too much things, so just choose which ones. So this one is more, or this shape is more saw-like. It gives it this effect. So if you are here, you have a sub, and if you're here, you have a saw fill. So I like this one. And then I also came up here and actually added the mono and the porter, and then increased the slide, and then made it one so that it can have a glide fill. So I think this sums up almost everything that I have on the song except for these claps. And then these claps will be sounding like this. They create a very nice climax feel, and then you end up having something like this. I'm gonna start it from here to here so that you can understand what I was busy doing and explaining. And don't forget to use automations as well. They helped out. They really help out the song as well. So I think I'm done with the video. I hope I see you guys on my next tutorial. Thank you so much for watching and chilling with me today. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. It really helps the channel to grow. We're still trying to get to 20k subscribers. Man, soon we should be at 50. But hey man, we're still grinding slowly but surely, and we're moving on, you know. So I'll see you guys very soon. Love you guys so much. I'll play the song from here.